Yeah.
All right, so hey guys, man, for today, guys, I am with Damian Perez. Today we'll be predicting the Copa America tournament, guys, and so this will be very exciting to see what happens. Now, there are reports saying that Brazil may boycott this, so I'm not sure if that's completely true or not, and I believe on Tuesday we'll figure out the official thing. So if Brazil do boycott, obviously we will redo this, and if Brazil don't, then obviously we're not going to redo. So there's that. So with that being said, let's go get started. So Damian Perez, take it away for Group A. Let's start with Group A. Let's do which nation you think will come fifth. Let's build it up to first. So which nation you think is coming fifth?
You know what? I mean, it's gonna be quite difficult. I mean, I'm really looking at either Peru or Venezuela. I mean, Peru have been pretty bad, in the qualifiers right now. They have 1 point, I believe. They haven't won at least one game. And they're not looking too good right now. Same with Venezuela. I mean, they only won one game. Lost the rest. So neither team are really looking good right now. So it's really a toss up between them two. But I think Peru will finish last.
Oh, that's a big shout. That's a big shout. Okay. Why do you think Peru will edge out? I mean, why do you think Venezuela will edge past Peru? Just curious.
Well, to be honest, it's just a gut feeling.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of just want to be a little bit different, but
yeah,
I mean, but yeah, you can go.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was kind of getting that. I definitely agree with you that I think the fourth and fifth is gonna basically whichever nation basically finishes fifth, it's gonna basically be a two horse race for fifth place basically between Peru and Venezuela. The thing about Venezuela, and the thing I always think is Venezuela for me, they look good in patches, but they're never really consistent. And that's the thing that worries me is that I think Venezuela on their day can get a good result, but then I feel like at the same time they could screw up against a nation they should be. I mean, you have players like Jefferson Sotaldo, Selma Rondon, Fernando Astrogasta, all these players. I have this feeling that Peru might do something because remember how we all counted Peru off, especially how they did in the Copa America group stage. They somehow made it to the final. And I think Peru might be able to channel that again, So I think I'm going to give Peru the slight edge and say they'll finish fourth. And I think Venezuela finished fifth. But, man, it's tough. You're right. I definitely do think that I'm not very confident saying this. So I think their goalkeeper, Pedro Gallis, I think is going to become a key. Jefferson Farfan and Paulo Guerrero, right? So do you think these are the key? Who else do you think is important for Peru?
Probably add Cueva there. Probably Tapia too. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah, Peru kind of declined, after the Copa America final. The veterans are they're just declining. Guys like Paulo Guerrero. I mean, the guy's 37. Same with Farfan. I mean, it's not looking good so far for them, but
maybe
we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested. I'm just kind of let me see how Peru did. So I'm kind of thinking about maybe changing my mind, but let me see how Peru did so far. So let me look at Peru's fixtures. So Peru. Let me see what so they got a 3-0 loss to Colombia, dang. 2-0 loss to Argentina, lost 2-0 to Chile, dang. Lost 4-2 to Brazil. 2-2 draw against Paraguay.
It's been bad.
Yeah. Let me see how they done against Venezuela. 0-0 against Venezuela. So, yeah, it's looking rough. I mean, it's kind of too far to go there. So, I don't know, man. You're right. I mean, you're right. It's difficult to say because, I don't know, man. It's tough to say for Peru. I don't know. I just Venezuela for me is not even. I can't really trust Venezuela either. Both these nations, they're tough to call.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think I'm going to say Venezuela will get fifth, and I guess Peru will get fourth. And you are going to say Venezuela will get fourth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, that's gonna be a very interesting one. Let's see which one comes out to be true in real life. So then
Yeah.
third, I think this is where it gets interesting. Third and second and first. So which nation do you, I have Ecuador. Actually, no, I have Ecuador actually finishing third. I think Ecuador will actually be able to do this. I think Ecuador, they looked really good in the
Mm.
qualifiers. I've been really impressed with what they've done.
Yeah.
They won against. I think they won big. I think they had like a big win against Colombia. I saw, and then I think they even beat
Yeah.
one against Uruguay as well. And they just. I know they lost to Brazil, but I think defensively they look pretty good. And they even only lost to Argentina 1-0. So I think they look really good. I think they're being something special. And I think you got the big players like Caicedo, Ender Valencia, and then Novago Estepian. Some great talented players. And I think Ecuador. I feel like they might be able to do something. And they might be I think they could be dark horse. Every competition there's always these team that no one really expects to do well, and I think Ecuador might actually be able to channel that. And I think Ecuador will finish third. Do you agree with me?
Yeah. I totally agree. I think this is probably one of the best upcoming Ecuador teams I've seen in a while. I mean, the last time they made the knockouts, I think it was like 2015 in the Copa America. So it's been a while since Ecuador has made the knockout stage. So I think the talent they're pulling through right now. It's looking good for Mexico right now. I mean Ecuador. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think I think they'll be able to do something. So we'll see, man. We'll see. So now second place in the group. I'm gonna say. I think it's gonna be Colombia. I think Colombia for me, they have been really, really good. I've been really impressed with their talented players. You got Dubán Zapata, Ospina, James. Actually, no, not James Rodriguez. I was gonna say him, but I think I think he was removed out. So unfortunately, no. Falcao, Cuadrado, Mina, Ospina, Zapata, as I said, Luis Diaz. Where is it? Did Muriel get selected? Where's Muriel? I don't see him. Oh yeah, it's right there, Luis Muriel.
Yeah, he's right there. It's like that.
Yeah. It's like Luis Fernando. I was like, wait, yeah, okay. So yeah, you could go on, and then Cuadrado as well. Luis Suarez, the Granada player, not the Uruguayan one. So yeah, I think Colombia will finish second. So yeah, I think Colombia will finish second. You agree with me that, right?
Yeah. I totally agree. I mean, I don't see Colombia topping Brazil. I mean, if it does happen, I mean, I'll be shocked even. And it makes it even harder without James being there. So I think second would be respectable. I think that'd be respectable for them.
Yeah, as well as and I think another thing to mention here is that I noticed that sometimes Colombia without their star man James Rodriguez, they kind of look like an average team.
Yeah, they look very lackluster, and Colombia creating chances. It's not like free flowing with James. They do struggle without him.
Yeah, I don't think I think they should be able to get second at the very. I think they should at least get top three. They should at least get top three, but you would expect second.
Yeah,
and then obviously first in the group we have the host. Truly, it is Brazil. Obviously, Brazil. Do we even need to discuss? They won the Copa America last time around with no Neymar and only conceded one goal, and they just looked brilliant. They looked brilliant. I remember that Copa America. Everton was pretty good. I remember Richarlison was pretty good. I think he really stood out. Allison was pretty good, obviously. Lucas Paqueta, Dani Alves. There's a lot of talented players. Ederson, Eder Militao, Neymar, Thiago Silva. Coutinho. Actually, Coutinho I don't think got selected. Actually, I don't think Coutinho's going to play in this. I think he's probably going to miss. And then Fred, actually. And then Firmino as well. And then Marquinhos and all in all. It's just a very talented national team, and I think Brazil will do it. I'm going to go as far as saying this. Might come as a bold pick. Maybe not shocking, but I believe Brazil will only I have a feeling that Brazil will probably go unbeaten, and I think they might even concede only one goal. I think they'll concede only one goal. I really do think Brazil are that good. I think they're like superior to every other nation in that group. And they're probably one of the favorites to win the Copa America.
Definitely.
So, now we move on to Group B. We have So yeah, Group B is interesting. So I'll let you start off this time. So Damian, who do you think? Which nation do you think will get fifth?
Just I'm just gonna say Bolivia. I mean,
Yeah,
yes, just if it was like at La Paz, and I'll maybe give them a chance, but since it's not, I mean, it's it's not gonna be fun for Bolivian fans. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. I mean, there's not much to say about Bolivia. I mean,
who would you say is
you
like
know,
the best player?
the best player is probably Marcelo Martins. The captain. Uh, he's he scored the most goals for his country. He's still active right now. I think he's top scorer in the qualifiers, if I'm not mistaken. Um, yes, so he's the best player right now. So
Yeah,
and probably like the other one is probably like like Arce or something. Like I don't know. I don't really know much about Bolivian players.
I definitely do think Bolivia is going to come last in the group. And I think if this was at their stadium like La Paz, and I think because the high altitude and that kind of thing, I think Bolivia would be able to
Yeah,
like do a lot better. But this isn't Brazil, so
yeah,
so there goes that. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the fourth one. So I definitely agree with you on that sense. Fourth, I have is Paraguay. Now, I think Paraguay for me, they are somewhat. I think they have like some kind of hallmarks, and I feel like they can do something. It's just that I feel like for me, the biggest issue and the reason why I think they'll come forth is because they tend to. I feel like at times they tend to play for too many draws, and I feel like at times they get too defensive, and
yeah.
I feel like that's the reason why I can't really see them getting any higher than fourth. Potentially maybe third. I wouldn't say that, but I think third is probably max. I'd say third is probably max. Obviously, Almerion is probably one of the players to look out for. Angel Romero is a player to look out for.
hmm
Um, Oscar Romero. Who else would you say? I can't really think of anyone else, I suppose.
Probably say Balbuena too. Plays for West Ham, I think.
Yeah, he plays for West Ham.
He's a pretty good defender, I guess.
So yeah, I think Paraguay for me, I feel like they could get defensive against like the big nations, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them pull off a
hmm
0-0 draw against like the likes of Uruguay, Chile, Argentina, and that might be able to put them in fourth because those draws obviously a draw gives you a point, and so they'll probably just get into fourth just because of draws.
yeah,
So yeah, there's that. So yeah, you agree with me on that, right?
yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I don't see them, topping over, Chile, even though Chile's, golden generation's basically on the on its last knees, right now. So
Yeah. So third, which nation do you think will get third?
I have Chile. I think I still think that Chile still have the quality. They still got the players to at least make third or in the top four. But yeah, I mean, uh, it's a strange one with Chile right now. I mean, the golden generation is basically dying. The talent that's coming up, it's not really looking promising. I mean, it's not a good time for Chile right now. So it's not
Although
a
I
good
do,
time for them.
although I do commend them for the fact that they were able to reach like obviously winning the last, getting to the semifinal in the last Copa America, and then winning the two prior to that. So two before that one.
Yeah.
So obviously it's still incredible. I think yeah, as you said, I think Chile are slowly starting to they're starting to like kind of devolve, and they're not as good as they used to be. Obviously Alexis Sanchez, Arturo Vidal, Claudio Bravo. You have Eduardo Vargas. Gary Medel. Palacios, you can go on. And there's some good players. It's just that this Chile team, they're kind of like lacking some bite. I don't think they're. I feel like they're going down.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Chile will struggle. I think third is respectable. I think third will be pretty good for them. I think, and so they should try to at least get
hmm
third. So yeah, there's that. So then we have second. So second the group. I think this is interesting. This is a really interesting one because I think this one is kind of like 50-50, I suppose, in some sense. Actually, I'll
Yeah.
let you start up first. Which one you think?
Uh, it's very difficult because to be honest, I think these two teams, Argentina and Uruguay, are quite neck and neck. I mean, it's a toss up. I mean, uh, I mean, uh, I feel like that. I feel like Argentina will finish second. Uh, yeah, I feel like they will. Um, Based on I feel like Uruguay, right now, the strikers right now looks like Cavani and Suarez has a bit more left in the tank than I expected. Argentina's the strikers, it's not really clicking right now. They're still kind of relying on Messi still, as they usually do. But yeah, I just feel like Uruguay right now they look pretty good. The midfield looks pretty solid with Freddy Valverde, Bentancur, Vecino. They still got solid defensive holding. Muslera. They even got Araujo surprisingly and Jimenez. But yeah, I still think Uruguay can do something in this group. That's it. Probably surprise a few people.
Okay, yeah, yeah, as you said, I think it's definitely 50-50. It's very tough to call because I feel like both Argentina and Uruguay are like very much similar. So I feel like it could easily come down to goal difference. To be honest with you, I feel like Uruguay, I think they're going to get second. And I say this because I feel like I just don't know, man. I just feel like it seems like they have such a hard time to score. And I feel like without Cavani, like, I really feel like, I don't really know, honestly. It's such a tough one because Uruguay looks so good. And that I feel like they're kind of like sort of like aging as well, kind of like Chile in the sense. And I feel like for me, they look promising. I just have this feeling that actually, yeah, it's kind of tough. Actually, I just have this feeling that Uruguay will not be able to like. I feel like defensively, I feel like Godin's getting to age, and I feel like he's not as good as a defender as he used to be, and I feel like defensively they're not that strong anymore. So I feel like they'll concede more goals, and I just have this feeling that Argentina, like their attack might be able to sparkle a bit more. But then again, they do rely on Messi, so it's kind of hard to say, to be honest. But I'm just gonna give the slight edge to Argentina, and maybe I think Argentina might just nick it off like a point or goal difference potentially. So yeah, I think Uruguay will just about get second, and then I'll say first Argentina. I also believe that Argentina will have more motivation. I feel like Argentina players will come with more motivation. Obviously, they want to help Messi to win his potentially his last Copa America, to win this international trophy, and I feel like that in itself will give them the added boost, added energy, and I feel like they'll want to play for the team. And I feel like this is one of the best Argentina teams we have seen in a very long time. You got the Dybala. Actually, I don't think Dybala got selected. Emi Martinez, who just played in goal recently. Nicolas Gonzalez and Di Maria. Their defense is looking much better now. We have Christian Romero, Jan Foyth, and then they have a really talented player. I think he's been really underrated. I think his name is Rodrigo De Paul. He's played well for, I think it's Udinese. And I think
he's a midfielder.
Yeah, where is he? Why is he not on here? Is he in my?
I think he's up. He's up. He's right there.
Okay, I see.
To the left. Yeah,
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's okay. I see now. So yeah, and I feel like Argentina. I feel like this has got to be it, man. This has got to be it. This is one of their best national teams we have seen in a while, and I feel like Lino Scaloni. I think he has now finally got the understanding, finally got his experience, and I feel like I feel like Argentina are gonna do this. I might be a bit biased in the sense because obviously I want Lionel Messi to do this, but I don't know, man. It's gonna be difficult. Like you said, it's gonna be difficult, and I think that goal difference or potentially point can separate. So there's that. So yeah, man, and obviously Lisandro Martinez, he's a pretty good player for Ajax. So yeah, there's that. And now we move on to the quarterfinals. So let me go ahead and explain how the quarterfinals work, guys. So for those of you guys that don't know, so as you can see right here, guys, the quarterfinals are as this is already confirmed. So here's a bracket for you guys. So we're going to have the winner of Group A versus the fourth of Group B. So I have the winner of Group A being Argentina, and the runner-up of Group B,
no, it's Brazil.
Oh, wait, I forgot. This is a wrong thing. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot. It's switch. Let me switch the letters. I think I did from the Wikipedia thing, so let me switch. So, yeah, Group A. So I'm going to do from what it said on there. So we have first winner of Group A, which would be Brazil. and then runner-up for the Group B, which would be Paraguay. So Brazil versus Paraguay would be my fixture, and I think we can both agree that Brazil will beat Paraguay, right?
Yeah, I mean, I remember the last Copa when Paraguay, almost did the unthinkable and possibly knocking out Brazil. But I think it's a little bit different right now. I think Brazil is a lot more better right now. And yeah, I mean, if Brazil get knocked out by Paraguay in the quarterfinals, then my God, bro, then the Copa will be like totally like wide open.
I mean, to be fair, Paraguay have done pretty well against Brazil. I mean, they've held them to draws, and I wouldn't be surprised for them to play a 0-0 and go to penalties yet again. I wouldn't be surprised. But as you said, I think Brazil definitely have the better penalty takers. They have the better goalkeeper, so Brazil will probably win this anyway, even if it goes to penalties. So Brazil should win and move on to the semifinals. So then our next one we have, it is going to be runner-up of Group A, which I predicted would be Colombia. Third of Group B, which would be Chile. So we have Colombia versus Chile. Oh, this is an interesting one because this, I think, could go either way. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this happened the last Copa America as well.
Yeah. Chile won on penalties, I remember. Yeah. Happened last Copa.
Yeah, that's interesting. So I think this time around, I think Colombia will get the revenge. And I think Colombia, I think they'll do it. I think Chile, they're not going to report the heroics like they did last time. And so I think Colombia will get past. But as I said, I think this will be a very close game, and I could easily see this going to pens or potentially be a 1-goal margin win. I don't think this will be easy by any means. So you think Colombia will get the revenge, right?
I hope. It is a tough stuff, but yeah, I feel like Colombia can. I feel like they'll get the job done.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be an interesting encounter, and yeah, I think the Colombia's attack is just a bit more. I think Colombia has just more attack. I feel like their attack is significantly better, which is the reason why I'm giving Colombia a slight edge here. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this go to extra time. I mean, penalties, because I forgot. And I think in Copa America, I think the quarterfinals and semis, I think it's if he goes
90.
90, then it's a penalty shootout. So, and I think only the final there goes to extra time and then penalties, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird way to do it, but it is what it is. So the next one we have is winner of Group B versus for the Group A. Now this is where we kind of have this is where we kind of differ, because obviously I predicted winner of Group B. I predicted that would be Argentina. You had Uruguay, and then I think we have fourth of Group A, which we also differ. I put Peru. You put Venezuela. So I guess we'll do it this way. So I guess we'll do two different ways. So let me do my first way. Let me do how I did it. So I have Argentina versus Peru. I think Argentina should beat Peru. Simply put, I think Argentina have the better attack, and I just think Argentina should beat them. And then I think you have Uruguay versus Venezuela. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Uruguay, has more than the capability of, beating Venezuela. I mean, they Uruguay better. I mean, especially, the last Copa, quite disappointing people, getting out, in the quarters by Peru. So I feel like, they better, make it to the semis at least. So yeah, I feel like, Uruguay should be able to beat Venezuela if that does happen. So
yeah, I would expect so. And then the final one, this is where we also differ once again. Obviously, I have runner-up Group B being Uruguay, and Uruguay versus Ecuador. That would be my matchup. And so third of Group A. So I think Uruguay would beat Ecuador, and you would have Argentina versus Ecuador, right?
Ecuador.
Yeah. So, and I think you would have Argentina beating Ecuador, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to basically happen the same. So then we have winner of Group A. So we have winner of Group A, which I predicted would be Brazil, and then versus the runner-up of Group A, which would be Colombia. So we have Brazil versus Colombia again. So I think Brazil will beat Colombia.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I pretty much agree on you. I mean, it might depend. I mean, whatever happens in like in the group stage, and hypothetically, whatever happens in the group stage, and whatever happens in the semi. I mean, it could totally be different. I mean, we saw in the last Copa. I mean, when Brazil met Peru in the group stage, they freaking demolished them 5-0. But in the finals, they had to dig hard, in a 3-1 win. So I mean, it could be different to the group stage if our predictions go the way that we wanted to. But yeah, I still think that Brazil has gonna beat Colombia.
Yeah, and as I think whatever outcome we get in the group stage, most likely will probably be a repeat of that. Probably. So yeah, I think Brazil will beat Colombia there. And then we have the other one, Argentina versus Uruguay. That would be the other one. So interesting. We have like different fixtures that would happen, but the same would happen still. Argentina versus Uruguay. So this is where now it's the semifinals, and now this is where one nation will make the final.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like basically the same as Group A, I suppose. I'm
Yeah.
not Group A, Group B. So I guess I would have Argentina once again. As I said earlier, I think Argentina will come into this with more motivation. I think they'll be able to get past the hurdle, and I think they'll get past Uruguay. But as I said, I think this one, Uruguay could easily do it too. So I don't know. So you're going to have Uruguay beating Argentina, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a little bit wild, so I feel like Uruguay will beat Argentina in the semis and make the final. Against Brazil.
Brazil Uruguay final, and which I'm gonna say that right now. If that does happen, I will say Brazil wins that. And if Brazil Argentina happens, Brazil wins that. So regardless of whichever team Brazil faces, I think they're gonna win it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you're kind of right. I mean, but hopefully, someone else wins it other than Brazil.
Yeah,
I don't really, care who wins it as long as it's not Brazil, and I'll be fine with that. I want it to be competitive, and hopefully Brazil doesn't lubricate people.
yeah, same man. It would be nice to have a different narrative. Like why always the same nation repeats, So I think Brazil
Yeah.
win. Obviously I'm going to be rooting for Argentina. I want them to win. Obviously for Messi, for him to finally get his first international trophy with his seniors men's national team. Because yes, he has actually won trophies with his youth national team. I think he won the Club World Cup, and I think he won the World Cup for youth under 20, and I think he won the Olympic gold. So technically he did win. But not with the senior. So let's hope that he can finally break that curse. And obviously, you'll be rooting for.
I mean, I'm gonna be rooting for my nation, Colombia. So, but I guess for my second nation, I'll be rooting for Uruguay.
That's some good picks there. Like I said, whatever happens, I'm hoping for a different narrative. I hope that we get a new nation to win other than Brazil. So it's looking like Brazil will win, though. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for that, guys. So remember, guys, to comment, subscribe, check out my description below, my Twitter, Discord, and my email. And I'll also leave down Damain Perez's. Should I leave down your Twitter link in the description so people can check you out?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. I'll put his social in the description below. You guys can check him out. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out.